Barry Tompkins and Al Bernstein back at Lake Tahoe, Nevada. We're at Harrah's, and we promise you a full evening of boxing, and I think you're going to see some fighters of the future and some fighters who feel they're here right now. Let's talk about the rules here in Nevada.
Well, we stay in Nevada, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8 count. Only the referee can stop the bout. And you can only be saved by the bell in the last round. Of course, a 10-point scoring system in effect. 10 points for the winner, 9 or less for the loser, and 3 judges will score the fight. The referee does not figure into the scoring at all.
One of the 2 Olympians that you're going to be seeing tonight, Michael Carbajal. He won the silver medal before losing to Ivalo Hristov of Bulgaria, but it's different now.
Olympic silver medalist Michael Carbajal is off to a good start as a pro, much to the chagrin of Ciliano Perez. Perez went down in the first from a left hand. Then again from a combination. And before you can say 3 knockdown rule, he hit the canvas for the last time. A big first round win for Michael Carbajal. Tonight, he goes for his 3rd win as a professional.
So it's time to get getting. Michael Carbajal and Camerino Rojas. Let's meet them with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Harrah's Lake Tahoe Casino Hotel here in Stateline, Nevada. Tonight, Top Rank Incorporated and the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, presents professional boxing for your entertainment. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. Elias Ghanem, Commissioners Jay Nady, Dwayne Ford, Dr. James Nave, and Freddie Little. The Executive Director is Chuck Minker. At ringside, physicians are Dr. John Wickman and Dr. James McLennan. The timekeepers Steve Menzel and John Rogers. The 3 judges for this first bout will be Doug Tucker, Bert Clements, and John McSweeney. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get things started with 4 rounds in the light flyweights. The referee for this bout is Mills Lane. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the white trunks with red letters and weighs an even 109 pounds. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. Undefeated as a professional, 2-0, 1 KO to his credit. He's also a silver medalist from the 1988 Olympic Games. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Little Hands of Stone Carbajal. And fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with red trim, he's fighting out of Los Angeles, California, and weighs 110.5 pounds. As a professional, he's 4-2-1. 2 of his 4 victories by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Camerino Rojas.
Here we go. Okay, you guys have had your trucks in the dressing room. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions here? Any questions here? Let's get it on. Come on.
Well, I got to say, if you're casting a referee, you want to cast Mills Lane.
He gets into it, doesn't he?
Michael Carbajal now in his 3rd professional fight. You saw his last here on Top Rank Boxing. Tonight, the opponent, Camerino Rojas. Round 1 scheduled for 4. Rojas in his 8th professional fight. 1-4, lost 2, and has a draw.
Carbajal, of course, saw many left-handers in his amateur days, so the southpaw style of Rojas will not give him, shouldn't give him too much trouble, at least that aspect of it.
Says he's learning with every fight. Right now, he says, doesn't really matter who my opponent is. It's all a learning process.
Carbajal dynamite that first round win his last time out. After really a tough outing, his first pro fight against Will Grigsby. That was a real tough battle. Grigsby fought well.
Working very efficiently so far here in the first round is Carbajal. Rojas, incidentally, his last fight was in January against Felipe Rojas. So it was Camerino Rojas and Felipe Rojas, and Felipe Rojas beat Camerino Rojas, I guess proving that a Rojas by any other name is still a Rojas.
You know, at the outset of the show when I said I really missed you on Top Rank Boxing last week, can I reserve judgment on that? Oh my.
Down he goes that quickly.
Well, he doesn't miss, Carbajal doesn't miss us because he's got a first round knockdown already.
And Camerino more than just a little stunned by that shot.
The lead right getting there for Carbajal just about every time he throws it, and he's setting it up with the jab very well. Boy, is he hunting another first-round knockout? That would be impressive.
He really has looked impressive, both so far in this fight, which still has about a minute to go in the round, and in his last outing. Very sharp, and he hurts Rojas again.
Well, what's impressive here, of course, is the combination punching of Mike Carbajal, which has always been a trademark of his back when we saw him in the Olympic Festival on ESPN a couple of years ago, several times. And of course, he showed that in the Olympics and winning that silver medal.
Left hand a moment ago by Carbajal. Body shot by Carbajal.
He is capable of working the body extremely well.
Combination there by Rojas. Carbajal comes right back.
Huge round from Michael Carbajal.
We'll take you back into the corner of Camerino Rojas. Rojas had 27 amateur fights. He was 25-2 as an amateur. He still looks a little bit shaken.
He got nailed with a really good punch. I mean, one that should have hurt him. He got up rather quickly, but it was a good shot by Michael Carbajal. We'll get a chance to look at it here. The straight right hand was landing for Carbajal really throughout the first round, and he set it up nicely with the pawing jab. And there it is right up the pike.
Something you've talked about on numerous occasions. Even if the jab isn't a particularly snapping kind of jab, just the fact that it's there can set up the right hand.
Danny Carbajal, his brother, working with Michael. Boy, did Michael have a first round. 65% of his power shots landed, 26 of 40.
So we start the second round. Camerino Rojas still there, but I guess the big question is for how long? Carbajal says he and Danny go back home, take these tapes that you're watching right now, study them, see what Michael did right and what he did wrong, and then go to school.
Michael Carbajal is a very skilled boxer, even at this young age. I mean, he's a young man that had lots of amateur fights, had the international experience. Oh my, good right again that hurt Rojas. And so what you need to do is just get him experience as a pro.
It's been a straight right hand that has done the damage. Put Rojas down in the first round and shook him a moment ago. And there it is again. And a left hand right there. So Carbajal showing two-handed power.
Finishing off all these combinations very well, Michael Carbajal. Rojas unable to do anything offensively. Good uppercut, though, by Rojas.
And a right hand by Rojas.
Michael Carbajal, really a quiet young man, very unassuming, totally into his boxing. And I'm sure it's good right again by Carbajal. As he goes on in boxing, they'll be urging him to take a higher profile, probably leading into bouts.
Yeah, he's very shy, nice young man. Really pleased, though, when we talked to him this morning. The last time we saw him, of course, was down in Phoenix, and the hometown fans there really supported him. And you know that's only the beginning for Michael Carbajal. He'll fight more in his hometown, and the fans there have really adopted him.
And I'll tell you what, that's a very appreciative boxing community in Phoenix. Nice people who really come and enjoy the boxing and do it in a very pleasant way.
Absolutely. I think we talked about that on the air that night. Good fans. Meanwhile, Carbajal continues to pretty much do what he wants with Rojas. Again, a high percentage of effectiveness.
He is landing that right hand. He's got to be landing that right hand over 70% of the time.
He's downstairs with the left hand.
Although I should leave the numbers to our punch profile people.
Very sharp there, looking extremely sharp. Not wasting anything.
An this is as nice a performance as Michael Carbajal can want, and there goes Rojas down again.
And that's just strictly an accumulation. That may be it. Rojas has said that is enough. Mills Lane counts him out seconds before the end of the second round, and that was a cumulative effort, I think, by Carbajal, and very effective effort.
And during that assault, he did not ignore the body. He went downstairs very effectively, which shows you yet another facet of a young man who, you know, is really a pretty complete boxer. I mean, obviously, he's not ready to go fight contenders yet, but he is a pretty complete boxer.
In fact, we asked him about that this morning. He said probably 2 years, I think maybe 2 years, I might be ready to fight for a championship, but in the meantime, I'm going to stay busy and just try to learn. He really seems to have his head screwed on very straight.
He really does, and if, you know, barring injury or running into some boxer that has a terrific fight, Michael Carbajal could well be in a position to fight for a title. You see some blood on the face of Rojas.
Let's get the official announcement from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mills Lane reaches the 10 count. At exactly 3 minutes of the second round, the winner by knockout victory, his second knockout in a row, his third professional win in a row, the Little Hands of Stone, Michael Carbajal.
So Michael Carbajal has run his record to 3 up and none down and backed up knockouts. He had one the last time we saw him. He had another one tonight, impressively.